I titled this stream Marriage License Day. And then right before the thumbnail was going to take, you got up and walked away.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine.
Oh, I'm right there.
It's totally fine. It's too late now. There's no way to go back and redo the thumbnail now. It's funnier this way. It's better this way. Always choose the funnier thing if possible. Anyway, I'm getting married today. We're doing a California, so you can do a three-party marriage. Rachel and her phone are already married, but they've decided to include me in their partnership. So now it's gonna be the three of us together. My phone, meanwhile, we're just friends with benefits, me and my phone. But Rachel and her phone are married. So, you know, you take the good and the bad with your partner, right? For me, she has to marry a guy who has friends with benefits with his phone. For me, I have to marry a woman who's married already to a phone. And that's fine. It's like I am fully informed going into this marriage of exactly who Rachel is. I love everything about her. And that's why we're going to get a marriage license today. Because we need permission from the state to get married.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just pretend. And who wants to be pretend married? Oh, wait. Okay, we're fine. The marriage license is valid for 90 days from the date of issue. So that's fine. We're less than 90 days from the ceremony. It's May whatever, June whatever, July whatever. That's fine. We're less than 90 days from the ceremony. Okay. It costs $60. You can get a confidential marriage license. Who wants to be married privately?
I would think that you would want it to be public so that, like, anyone can keep flack.
You shouldn't be allowed to have it be private. It's public records. Right?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Confidential marriage license. Confidential? Like, who are you keeping your marriage in confidence from?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Past your other wife?
Right. I mean, Jesus. Who wants... The only possible reason, I guess, somebody wants a confidential marriage license is if they're celebrities and they're obsessed with their keeping their private lives private or something, maybe, but...
Yeah, like maybe Taylor Swift is married.
Yeah, well, wasn't she going out with some guy from England, though?
Yeah.
So maybe they have different marriage laws in England. It would depend where she got married. If you got married in England, then you have to obey England marriage law. If you get married in America, then it depends on which county or state you're in. Amusingly. It's totally like, we have to get our marriage license from the county of Mariposa.
Yeah.
You can't get a marriage license from the state of California. You have to be married. You gotta get, the county has to approve of your marriage. It's a county matter, Hilariously. Why should marriage be a county matter? I do not know. I can't possibly explain that. Well, in Mariposa, we don't have any municipal levels. It's possible that it's even a municipal thing. Normally, I don't remember from my previous marriages. No, we went to the county of Los Angeles. It's a county matter. Why in the world is marriage a county matter of all things? I mean, it's not any worse or better than any other jurisdictional level, but why? It's just, I wonder how it ended up being a matter of county jurisdiction. Anyway, the reason why I'm live streaming right now is because you can't just walk in to the county clerk's office in Mariposa to get a marriage license. You have to make an appointment. Of course, no, but there's only 38,000 people in the whole county. So their appointment calendar is wide open. But we went for 1 p.m. today. We called them a little while ago. We went for 1 p.m. We figured we wouldn't have to rush out of the house so much. We have to go to town anyway today because we're at what you would call emergency provisioning levels. We have eaten every bit of food we have. We've drank all of our drinks except for this sweet, sweet nectar.
I think we have
We have a couple of vanilla cokes left, right?
vanilla cokes, and for food we do have some cup of noodles if you'd like me to make.
I believe we might even have like 2 frozen pizzas left.
I think we have one frozen pizza.
One frozen pizza left. Okay. So I'm not really that hungry because I had mushrooms this morning.
Oh.
I feel like I should probably eat. Well, I'll eat something before we go into town, but not right now. This Kern's Nectar is half drink, half food anyway. It's one of the more food-like of all the drinks you could drink, except for maybe Guinness. Guinness non-alcoholic is great. I don't know why I can't find it up here.
I'm surprised. It must be very new.
You mix a Guinness non-alcoholic with like a Stella, and you get yourself a straight up black and tan. Tastes just like it. I mean, it is. It is a straight up black and tan. It just doesn't have any alcohol in it, or very, very little. It's delicious. Thank God for non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, really.
It makes not drinking so easy. Every time you start feeling like, oh, I wish I could have some alcohol, you just drink an alcoholic beer with like less than 0.5 in it, and it satisfies all your cravings for alcohol. And then you go like, and I get none of the bad parts.
None of the bad parts.
Because, alcohol is mostly, for me, it was mostly bad parts.
Yeah, me too.
There's the satisfying, drinking the liquor, the warmth that goes down your gullet, but that's short-lived, and all the bad parts are bad. And it's not that short-lived. You just feel warm for a while, but you feel hungover for longer. You make bad decisions and feel ashamed of yourself. It's the only drug I've ever encountered that does that. It makes me make bad decisions and make me feel ashamed of myself. I can't think of any other drug that does that. So, I don't know. That's why I don't drink alcohol. But other people, it doesn't have that effect on necessarily. Just like every other drug, right? I love mushrooms. I think they're wonderful. They make me feel good, and giggly, and yada, yada, yada. But like Cameron, he doesn't, I don't know what the word is. It's not his drug of choice, right? Makes him fretful. He feels all the SI stuff too much. H slot NI starts running wild. Gets all gets all mixed up with Zephi or something. I don't know. Anyway, last time he did mushrooms with us, he was like off, like not feeling like himself, not feeling happy or good or whatever for like 2 days or something.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, well, because it was the initial bad trip, which I don't know, I would call it a bad trip because he wasn't enjoying it. He was worrying mostly. Not necessarily a bad trip like I'm scared that I'm tripping too hard, conventional bad trip. But he said it took him a day or so to get his equilibrium back after it, you know.
Oh, that's not fun.
So some people just aren't made for some drugs. I am definitely not made for alcohol. But I have known people who drank occasionally with no problems at all. I've never really known anybody except maybe my dad in his last years who seemed to really enjoy alcohol and didn't have a problem with it.
I don't know many people who enjoy alcohol who don't have a problem.
It's like the people who don't have a problem with it are people like my mom who never really enjoyed it at all anyway.
Yeah.
She drank it occasionally, but she wasn't into it, you know? So, I don't know. If there's people make such a big deal about fentanyl because it kills so many people, but if you're going to be fair about things, I mean, alcohol destroys more lives. Not that, keeping in mind, in both cases, it's not the fentanyl, it's not the alcohol. It's the individual people who can't handle those things. I mean, it's got a wicked hangover. Like,
Ugh.
I mean, I've done a lot of different drugs. I have not encountered any drug that has a hangover that bad except for opiates. That was the worst hangover ever when I drank most of that bottle of codeine cough syrup and was flying high for a few hours and thinking like, this is wonderful. But oh my god, the hangover from that was crushing and lasted like 36 hours. It, unbearable. Other than that, I've never encountered any drug that had anything remotely close to the hangover that alcohol has. It's like it's just a bad deal as far as drugs go, you know? I get it. I'm gonna get a boost, feel good, and then there's gonna be a crash later to pay for it. Whatever. I get it, that's part of the deal. But dear God, alcohol's deal is horrible. Like I can do just about every other drug except opiates. I go, you're making me a much better offer than alcohol's making me. Oh, a lot of birds. You know why we have so many birds? Because I figured out what they're addicted to. What they're addicted to is cutlets. You can't get enough cutlets. And any day now, I'm going to jack up the price and get rich. Now that I got all these birds hooked on cutlets, they'll pay anything for more cutlets. You can see yourself how much they love cutlets. I should eat something. I think I'm gonna make that last frozen pizza. Rachel never eats the last of anything. It's like one of those FE tool things. Well, I'm not afraid to eat the last frozen pizza. I'm gonna go do it. That's because I'm a bold liver. I live boldly. And someone who lives boldly, well, that's a man who's not afraid to eat the last frozen pizza. No apologies, just like, I'm eating this shit. The cats are just destroying our front door with their scratching and their scratching some more. It's terrible. Not only are they scratch the door part, but they're shredding the little rubber thing, you know. Rachel has been being a good soldier and has been eating the Michelinas things. Which neither of us like very much. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do when it's hunger time. And obviously, we have things like rice and pasta, but we're not really that into cooking, you know? So, well, we got those Michelinas in Oakhurst because they were ridiculously cheap. They were on super good sale. It was like $1 a piece or something for frozen dinners. Well, when we got home, we learned why they were so cheap. Because they aren't very good. But they are edible. You can eat them. Sometimes they don't give you diarrhea. Some of the time, at least. They don't always give you diarrhea. So that's one of the pluses you could say for Michelinas.
They don't always.
Now Rachel is getting herself all made up to go to this marriage license interview, which I just think is adorable.
I guess we didn't have like a rubber like stopper thing in Arcadia because they didn't make marks like that on the door in Arcadia. They did. I can't remember if there were scratch marks. Like there's some sort like the way that the door was made, it like could take the scratching really well. So um, if there was any markings from the cats, it was easy to clean. Here it's different. Like I'm not sure if there's a certain kind of paint.
Well, it's partially because it's white here, Rachel. Everything shows up on white.
Yeah. Well, the door was white in the back house. I just think it wasn't wood.
Well, I was thinking about the door to the master bedroom.
Oh no.
Was that one white?
Yes.
I don't know. Who remembers how the cats dealt with the doors back then? I don't know.
It was just like a tough weatherproof. Either the paint was tough and weatherproof, or the door wasn't wood and like um could withstand weather better. I don't. It wasn't like per purposely cat proof. It just happened to be that
Well,
way.
this has like industrial strength weatherproofing things all around everything.
Yeah.
So it's you see them shredding it down there at the bottom of the door because like trouble last night he wanted to go out in the middle of the night, right?
Ah.
So I let him out and I went back to bed. Who knows when he wanted to come back in? He had been out there for an hour before I finally heard him yelling and got up and got let him back in.
Oh no. Well, that's what he gets.
It's like he needs to understand that the risk he takes when he leaves in the middle of the night.
Yes. Like that's not normal. That's not going to be the norm. Or if it does become the norm, that's cool.
Well, I'm sure he's thinking, well, fine, but then I'm going to take it out on your weather stripping. That cat is nothing but trouble.
He really is.
I am quite convinced there has never been a more troublesome cat in all of history than Trouble. He is the most troublesome cat you could possibly imagine.
He really is.
Oh, my pizza. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Over the years, these Mama Celeste pizzas gotten smaller and smaller.
They have.
They're like Hershey's bars. You know, the story about Hershey's bars is that the guy, maybe it was Mr. Hershey, who sold Hershey's bars for a nickel. And he wanted them to always be sold for a nickel. But as the price of chocolate kept getting more expensive, the bars kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller so they could still be a nickel. So finally he broke and was like, fine, we'll raise the price.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's so slight that people don't recognize it, but like.
Well, in that instance, he had like a public pronouncement, like, our chocolate bars will be a nickel. That's how much they're gonna cost.
Oh.
And so then by the time, you know, as years passed, they got so small that eventually he had to say, okay. You can shave calories out by making the portion smaller, and you put that on a label. Now with fewer calories. I don't want fewer calories, though. This is the thing. Ideally, I would like to have use one little cube that I could eat and it would give me all my calories. It doesn't have to be a cube. It could be a sphere. It could be an irregular shape. No, the only reason they scratch on that, Fly Guy, is because they want to come in. And they're very impatient. Like, Capilla, well, the thing is, Trouble actually is less trouble about this. He normally meows to get let in, and I'll go let him in, which is the civilized way to get let in, you know. Papilla is the one who scratches at the door to get let in. And if I don't immediately jump up and run over there, she'll just be like, scratch, 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 scratch. But I think what happened last night is we have a cat door. We have a cat door that leads from the house to the garage. We do not need a cat door that leads from the outside to the house because then that's not just a cat door. It's also like a rat door, a possum door, whatever else can fit through their door. We just have to live with the fact that the cats destroy our front door. What I already know is, what I've known for a long time now, is that right before the wedding, I'm going to repaint the door so that it doesn't look that way. And then it can go back to looking that way after the wedding. I don't know what to do about the shredded weather stripping. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. And that does not seem like a PO. It seems like trouble. The PO scratches at the door. Leaving little scratch marks at the door and dirty paw prints and stuff, and that's bad enough, but whatever. But shredding the weather stripping, that seems much more of a trouble.
Yeah, it does.
I don't have any proof that he's to be to blame for this, but I think properly attributed, the weather stripping shreddage is trouble doing.
I have a feeling you're right.
Because he is the most troublesome cat in history. Like, he is offended when there isn't food on both plates. Even though there could be a huge pile of food on one plate. If there's no food on the other plate, he will stand over there, meow at me, look at the plate that's empty, meow at me. It's crazy. Just eat from the other plate, dude. Well, he doesn't want to eat from the other plate. He just wants there to be food on both plates. If he's trying to eat, he wants us to go in there and watch him.
And watch him. You know, like he was meowing before because he wanted us to watch him eat. And then he was finally like, alright, I'll just eat. It took a while. Your cat was like that too, Fly Guy? Like your cat would like to be watched?
Like to be the boss of everything in the world? Trouble thinks he's the boss of everything in the world. And from his perspective, the problem is Rachel and I aren't very smart. And we aren't understanding what he's telling us to do enough.
We try to speak his language.
But, you know, some of the time at least it's trouble you don't get to have your way, you know. Like, if we have trouble, the doors would just be left open all the time.
Yeah.
But then all the flies would come in.
Yeah, and there are a lot of bugs.
There are a lot of bugs around here.
Yeah, we can't really afford to leave the doors open.
You know, I feel like I've got good perspective on bugs though as well. There are a lot of bugs around here. But we've watched enough episodes of Naked and Afraid to know that we're actually this isn't a lot of bugs. you know, it's enough bugs to make us want to go inside, maybe sometimes, but it's not a lot of bugs like the people on Naked and Afraid who have their whole bodies covered by bug bites.
No, no, but it does make me wonder. Like, do you think that at some point it's gonna get to that?
Mm-mm. It's too dry.
Too dry?
Mm-hmm. This is as worst as the bugs are ever going to get around here. Those places where they have a lot of bugs are a lot wetter than it is here. Either you gotta have a tropical rainforest or like rains every couple of days, or you gotta have a swamp.
Oh.
Neither of those conditions are met here. And while we just are coming off the wettest winter in history, so much so that our stream is still running by our house.
Wow.
Strangely, remarkably, middle of May, this little stream we have by our house is not like, not only is it not a year-round stream, it probably some years only the stream for like a week.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a stream for a long ass time for us now, and it's still streaming strong, even though it's hot now. Well, it's just 77 right now, but I looked at the weather yesterday. It said it was going to get to 86 today,
Wow.
which is quite hot for up here. Means it's over 100 in Merced and Fresno.
Wow. I don't know.
So it makes me glad to be up here, right?
Yeah.
I would much rather have colder colds and milder hots than the other way around.
Yeah.
Much, much rather. Because the thing is, it's much easier to deal with cold. You just put on more clothes. If you want to go outside when it's cold, you just put on more clothes. You can only get so naked when it's hot.
Yeah.
You know, if you really go full blast, take off all your clothes, that's just going to make you even hotter than having some clothes on, because then you're going to be getting sunburned.
And we've seen what it's like when people, fair people go on Naked and Afraid and get sunburned.
Right. So hot's an unfair in that it doesn't correlate with cold like that.
No.
No matter how cold it gets, you can always put on enough clothes and you can still go outside and be comfortable. But hot, you can't take off enough clothes to be comfortable.
Speaking of Naked and Afraid,
Mm-hmm.
I think this most recent challenge with like being alone, but like having the partners and stuff is like seriously interesting. And like for some reason,
You mean Last One Standing?
yeah, last one standing.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic. It's so fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, so fantastic.
Mm-hmm. So
It-
there's
Naked and Afraid in general is the most redoable thing that continually stays entertaining ever. They have 15 seasons of it currently. They could do 100 more seasons of it. I'd still watch every episode of it.
yeah, because it deals with different personalities each time. Of course, we see some more personalities than others, but like the mixing of the personalities, the how they deal with the environment, what their skill sets are, if they get along with each other, if they don't get along with each other.
Right, it's a show where you don't even need to change hardly any of the variables. They do put them in different places,
Yeah.
but they don't even have to do that if they didn't. If they didn't do that, if it was in the same place every time, I'd still find it just as interesting. Um, I like the purple too. It's matching your undertone or something.
Oh,
It does match her skin really well, doesn't it? Maybe there is something to this color thing she's looking at.
Yeah. Maybe there is.
Maybe there is something to it. Well, I'm glad that she's informed by it because to the extent that I get clothes, she's likely going to be the one who purchases them for me.
And I saved your season palette, so.
Now I'm gonna report on Rachel. Now I'm gonna report
Oh, no.
on a failure that she had recently.
Oh, come on.
She bought me pants that did not fit me.
Twice. I hate it. It drives me fucking nuts. 'Cause I try to do something nice, you know? Like, I want you to have pants.
You're such a good wife that you want me to have pants. And I'm such a good husband that I want you to not have noodles on your face.
Thank you.
Well, the thing is, what Rachel did was made an understandable mistake. She looked at another pair of my pants and decided that's what size my pants must be. But what she failed to take into account is that I keep pants that don't fit me.
Yeah. So, maybe we can go to like Fresno or whatever.
Based on the label she was using, she made the right choice. What she didn't account for is that I keep all the clothes that don't fit me.
No, but then so I went a size up. Oh no, I didn't. No.
I'm a problem to buy for in general, right? Because it's like she bought me this cool, super cool long sleeve shirt, but I can only wear it with the sleeves rolled up because the sleeves aren't long enough. Because I need extra long sleeves. And I'm a 36 in the waist. I don't know how long my longs are, but they're longer than you'd expect. So.
Your longs are 36.
My longs is 36? What's my waist?
Your waist is 35.
35. So are you telling me that my waist is as long as my legs? Almost. I find that hard to believe.
Well, I use these pants that you're wearing as a guideline. It's just 34 by 36, but we determined that you're not a 34.
Right, I'm not a 34. That's way too small. And a 36 inseam? I don't know. I don't know.
These pants you are 36, but you could be a 37 or a 38. I don't know.
It depends on whether you measure from my crotch or from the tip of my cock.
We'll just go shopping together. We'll go to like Merced or something.
You mean try on clothes? I hate trying on clothes, Mom. I hate trying clothes on. Mom's making me go clothes shopping, everybody. Well, I don't want to have to try on clothes. That links to my worst childhood memories.
I'm so sorry.
Of being taken shopping and having to try on clothes.
I feel you there. They were not my favorite either.
It's so boring. I always want to just go hide in the you know how they have those circle dress things with like all the different dresses on them, and you just go hide in the middle of it. I don't know, maybe they don't have those things anymore. They used to have these things, these big circles that like had dresses all around the outside of it. But if you crawl underneath it, you get into the middle and hide there.
I used to hide those too.
The only place you can get away is to hide in those things. I hate clothes shopping. It's the worst. And then to complete my escape, I'd put on one of the dresses and pretend like I was a fancy lady walking out of the store. I'm not Eric. I'm a fancy lady. I could often fool my mom, but I never fooled security. Oh, little squirrels are out. What are their names again? These two little squirrels. One of them's on the branch, one of them's on the wall. You probably see the one on the wall, but I'm not sure if you can see the one on the branch. Anyway, these little squirrels are smaller than the big squirrels. And I have a hypothesis. It's just a hypothesis, mind you, but that they may be children squirrels. My other hypothesis is that they're a separate species of squirrel that's smaller and browner than the main regular squirrels. So, only time will tell. These could be small brown squirrels that are different species, but I think it's more likely that these are the children of the regular squirrels. And I hypothesize that as they grow older, their fur will become less brown and more gray and more infused with gloss and sheen, because that's what cutlets give a squirrel. They give a squirrel gloss and sheen in their fur. Just look how happy they are eating their cutlets. They're not worrying about whether I'm going to shoot them. The reason is because I'm not going to shoot them. Even if I tried to from right here, I'd probably miss. Although I gotta say, I did hit that target from at least 50 yards 1 out of 5 times. So, 20% hit rate is not bad. As long as the thing you're shooting at doesn't move. But I don't know which of my shots hit the target. Could have been my first one. I had no way of telling that. I couldn't see the target that well from that far away to see if I had hit it or not. Although the site did have a bit of a magnification element to it.
The little ones.
Yeah.
Well, two of the little ones. It's Byron and Myra.
Byron and Myra, but thank you for reminding me their names. I was just musing about that a second ago what their names were. I forgot. But I was just offering an alternate hypothesis, Rachel. Maybe those aren't children squirrels. Maybe they're a different species of squirrels that's small and brown.
We're gonna have to keep an eye. Maybe.
I don't think so. I think they're children squirrels.
I think they're children squirrels too.
But we don't really have enough evidence to prove that yet.
I like to think that they're Jonesy's children too.
I like to think that as well. But you know, I think we both know that Jonesy's a bit of a philanderer. So they may be children from two different mothers. It's possible.
It's possible.
Maybe the two different mothers don't even know about the other mother. And Jonesy was the one who said, let's call them Byron and Myra. But each mother didn't know there was a connection there. Like,
oh my gosh, the
the
drama.
The duplicity of Jonesy. He's not a good squirrel, Jonesy.
They're so cute.
You know, he always says the same thing. Oh, we're just friends. Then why is she pregnant, you know?
Yeah. Good question. Yeah, so like why would he just doesn't want the responsibility?
Well, he just doesn't want, he has a wife. Yeah. He doesn't want her finding out. But it's a poorly kept secret.
So, what do you think about the concept of? Is he one of those? Okay, I'll tell you the concept first, and tell me if you think Jonesy has this. So, like, there's this whole Madonna whore complex where a guy, once he marries a girl, thinks of her as like saintly and doesn't want to have like basically like
That
sex.
wasn't where I thought you were going with that at all. I thought you were saying anybody who likes Madonna must be a whore. In which case, I was going to go like, probably true.
Oh my god, I wish I had come up with that. You know, so Jonesy he sees his wife as too like saintly, so he doesn't.
That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. Open your lips up. You open your top lip up more. Yeah, there. Get the weed off of your teeth. I can take noodles off your face. I'll take weed off your teeth. That's the kind of attentive husband I am.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you know, like, look, we're standing outside. It's a pleasant day. How many bugs are bothering us? No bugs. It's really just at sunset when the bugs start to become a problem, or sunrise. We're rarely up at sunrise.
One time I was in the blue room
Mm-hmm.
at night, and I turned the lights on, and all of a sudden there was like tons of moths, like against
Outside?
yeah.
Oh, outside.
Outside, yeah, outside.
Well, I don't consider moths bugs. Mosquitoes are bugs. Like, moths don't bother you. Unless they're enormous.
No, not really, they don't.
Like, you're not gonna get, if you're standing around with some mosquitoes, you're gonna get this in your ear, you know?
Yes.
And then they're gonna sting you and leave you a mosquito bite. Moths are like nighttime butterflies. who could complain about butterflies? If you were out in the woods and you said, and there was a lot of butterflies around you, you wouldn't be like, ah, look at all these bugs. No, you'd say, oh, it's butterflies. Moths are just nighttime butterflies.
Nighttime butterflies.
Cats can't get squirrels because squirrels are extremely communicative with each other. There was a bunch of them all outside. And somebody in the other day was saying that squirrels don't have situational awareness. That is not true. Squirrels are excellent communicators with each other. As soon as the cats come outside, all the squirrels start chattering and then they all split. Cats can't get squirrels because squirrels have the advantage of being higher up than the cats and talking to each other. The birds also talk to each other, but well, they also have a bit of a size disadvantage compared to squirrels, you know. Now, neither a squirrel nor a bird is as big as a cat. But you can conceive of a squirrel getting out of a cat's grasp, running up a tree or whatever, more than you can conceive of a bird getting out of a cat's grasp. So I think that might explain why cats are more likely to catch birds than squirrels. I'll also tell you what else cats can catch. Rabbits. Capillo brought me a freshly killed baby rabbit back in Arcadia. And I said, thanks.
You had manifested it.
Yeah, I manifested that dead baby rabbit actually. The universe was just telling me, no, you don't really want to play naked and afraid. Obviously, if a rabbit gets too big, then it's going to be out of the cat's size, weight class. But when they're little rabbits, well, cat can take those down. From the looks of it, what Capilla did is she pounced on that baby rabbit, broke its neck in one fell swoop. Because it had not a shred of damage to it, but it had its neck broken. So, yeah. That's why you shouldn't keep tigers as pets.
Hey, New Groove.
Yeah, I had another dead mouse outside yesterday or the day before. I assume trouble killed it. Capilla doesn't go outside very much, so trouble goes outside more than Capilla does. Our cats are constantly chasing squirrels, but never do they get one. Yeah, squirrels have everything the cats have as an ability, plus they talk to each other, plus they weigh less. So yes, cats can climb up trees, but not as well as squirrels can. Yes, cats are fast and agile, but not as fast and agile as squirrels are. And cats don't help each other hunt. Like, my two cats never say, okay, look, you go over to that side, I'll go over to this side, and we'll catch them in the middle.
No.
Whereas squirrels help each other not get hunted. So, squirrels have an insurmountable advantage over cats. Okay, right. So what squirrels give up in order to be ultimate cat evaders is squirrels don't have any capacity to kill things. They just have to wait for me to put out the cutlets. Otherwise, they're not going to hunt mice or anything. So that's what they have to give up to be such great cat evaders is they just are slaves to the cutlet providers. Namely us. We're providers of the cutlets. And that's what makes the squirrels our slaves. The only problem I keep coming up with is how do you make use of slave squirrels? They aren't very strong. There aren't very many things you want done that squirrels can do. Are there squirrel wars? I wonder.
Squirrel wars.
I wonder if squirrels go to war with each other. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a community lynching of Jonesy for his philandering ways. Once all the women in the squirrel community realize he's been secretly banging them all, I think it's going to happen.
I don't want Jonesy around.
Well, Jonesy needs to keep his dick in his pants,
I like thinking of squirrels doing parkour in the groove.
Yeah, I agree. Squirrels probably would win most parkour contests. You got a good point. So, if now I have some directionality for what to do with my squirrel slaves, if I could enter them in for-profit parkour contests, I could make a steady living. The Great Squirrel Quarrel of 1870. I don't, but I bet the squirrels outside do.
I bet they do. That's why they try to keep it civil.
Well, they probably celebrate it every Juneteenth. What date is that again? Just, somewhere, Juneteenth.
This is somewhere.
You can put teeth after a month. That doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It's supposed to go after a number. Like 6. Good one, new group. Wow, I'm sure it was nuts. So, do I have anybody of the 6 people here who are placing their bets on those little squirrels being a different species of squirrels rather than children squirrels? It's a long shot. I want to know if anybody had their money on a different species. It didn't even occur to me as a possibility until today. One of the things I think made it occur to me is they don't really seem to be growing very fast. There sure are some slow growing squirrels. You would think that squirrels, their childhood wouldn't stretch on a particularly long time.
I don't know.
Like humans' childhood stretches on 30, 40 years usually. 50 in my case. But squirrels should be fully mature well under a year. All squirrel lives do matter. I'm not saying that those squirrels will matter less because they're a different species of squirrel. I'm just saying I want to know, are those baby squirrels or are they a different kind of squirrel? If they are a different kind of squirrel, do they feel inferior to the bigger squirrels? Do the bigger squirrels feel superior to their smaller comrades? I'm curious. How do we get to study squirrel feelings? It's easy to study squirrel behavior, but how do we really know what's in the squirrel's heart? This is the next frontier of science.
Squirrel studies.
No, knowing what's in the squirrel's heart
Oh, knowing
specifically.
what's in the squirrel's heart specifically.
Like, what makes a squirrel say, "Aw"? I want to know. And what makes a squirrel say, "Ew"? I want to know. Is it particular to each squirrel? Do all squirrels share a common fascination with things that are kawaii? Do they have a heart if the squirrel is FI fourth? Good question. Very good question. Yeah. I guess before we can know what's in a squirrel's heart, we have to determine their cognitive function stack. We have to acquire squirrels that are all the same type. Only then can we really know anything about that's meaningful. We could know things about that type of squirrel.
Good reference, LAS. One only needs to watch Rick and Morty to know they are a highly intelligent organization who masks their impacts with cuteness.
I don't even remember that from Rick and Morty, so impressive recall there.
Yeah.
Well, they are very much a highly intelligent organization. Observing squirrels outside, they are very much invested in communicating with one another. I'd say even more so than the birds. They chitter and chatter at each other, all kinds of different things. Who knows what they're saying, you know? I plan to learn to gradually speak squirrel, but it's like my approach to learning languages is very slow. I've tried to learn Japanese by just watching anime with subtitles for years, and I still cannot speak Japanese at all. So, I mean, I can speak a few words, I understand a few things. Like, I can tell when the subtitles aren't right. Like, that's not what they said. That's not
That's
what.
that's pretty cool though.
That's
you
not
can
what
tell.
wakata means. What you just put there in English. That's not right. But whatever. They're trying to give you the general gist of it. What I've discovered about subtitles in anime is, you know, in Japanese, they may say "hi," and it gets translated as all different kinds of things.
Yes.
You know, like
It depends on the way they say.
depends
hi.
on their tone and
Yeah,
shit.
the tone, exactly.
So to correctly translate Japanese, you're translating not the word, but what they're expressing overall. Itadakimasu! It means like it's time to eat dinner or whatever. Japanese people are really into food. Or at least they are in anime. Kage... Kagebushi no Jutsu! You know, I have yet to find a single instance where my shadow clone jutsu actually was helpful. You'd think it would be so helpful, but the problem is you don't get to tell all the shadow clones what to do. They all go away from you and make their own decisions. And given that they're all shadow clones of me, they're continually making terrible decisions. So I'm just having a huge mess to clean up after I cast my shadow clone jutsu. This time I'm going to go stand and smoke a cigarette in the backyard, where admittedly there do seem to be a little bit more bugs. There seems to be more bugs back here. And I'm guessing maybe it's because there's plants back here. There are more plants back here. So, if in fact bugs come from plants, then there should be more bugs back here. And I'm pretty sure that's where bugs come from. Plants grow and flower, and that's where bugs come out of. So, but even here, in Bug Central, are we getting bugged by very many bugs? I don't think so. I don't feel like I'm being bugged by bugs.
There's definitely more.
There's definitely more bugs in the backyard than there are in the front. But my point is, not are there bugs, but are they bugging us?
I don't think so.
I don't feel bugged by any of these bugs at the moment. I can see them flying around and stuff.
I'm more like, do we actually have to mow?
No, we're not gonna mow this hill. That's crazy talk, Rachel.
Okay.
Only an ESTJ would mow
Okay,
this
that's
beautiful
what.
hill.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be a straight up ESTJ move.
That must be why there's one.
A
in
mower there, yeah.
Yeah.
Who the fuck would mow this gorgeous hill?
I mean, that seems incredibly dangerous too.
It's just so pointless. What are you doing? You know? You got all that Roundup in there. Like, why? What are you squirting Roundup on?
Yeah, what would they be?
ESTJs have their own ideas. I like this plant. This plant deserves to die.
It's true.
Okay, your grass can be here, but you all have to be the same height. I'm gonna mow you.
It's like when, yeah, that's totally them.
It's just sheer insanity.
Like Janet suggesting us cut down that bush in front of the tree because the Asian market would like the window light better.
Well, that's fine. It's like that has a specific purpose for our specific problem solving, right? That's reasonable TE. That's TE where there's an actual goal, right? That's the problem with this TE, like mowing this and squirting Roundup is, what's your fucking goal?
What is the goal?
Have your grass look more the same height as the other grasses?
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
that is the goal.
And that's adorably TE polar of you to not tell the difference.
Yeah, I just default to, well, the TE of this particular situation must be right. There's a lawnmower in the thing.
Maybe we should mow it.
Yeah.
No, we definitely should not mow this. If we didn't have a mower and I asked you, do you think we should mow this hill? What would you say?
No.
You might even say no because you think it was dangerous.
I think that's why I would say no. Because it's a fucking steep hill. It's pretty dangerous.
And also, even if you were to try to mow it, you'd have to do it multiple times. I mean, it's like you mow it once and god damn, this grass keeps growing back.
Yeah.
Now you just create yourself a weekly chore for absolutely no reason. That's called ESTJ polar right there. I'm gonna mow this. The previous owners, their hearts. Everything, everything wrong with this place is something they did to it.
Well, I was thinking about it in terms of socionics.
Or just scared me.
There was like a big wasp-looking thing. Sorry.
You looked up and get your eyes wide and made me scared. And you don't normally give that much of a facial
No, I was
indication of your feelings.
it's true. Big bugs like that, though, I'm like, ah. But okay. So hear me out.
I'm hearing.
Socionics. We believe that the past owners were an ESTJ and an ESFJ.
Yes, we do believe that.
This house, though, was made, constructed, or not maybe
Designed, put
designed,
together.
yeah,
Was the brainchild of.
an INTJ.
Yes, we believe that as well, and we're basing that purely on how great it is, but also on his collection of weird old tech stuff.
Yeah.
That only an INTJ would be into.
Yeah. So, INTJ is the supervisor of ESTJ and the conflictor type of ESFJ.
Right. So
So the
the ESTJ took ownership of this house and felt like guilty every time he tried to do anything to it. And the ESFJ just put up a bunch of crosses all over everything. This house had more crosses in it.
I forgot about that.
How many crosses could you put up in a fucking wall?
There's a good amount of crosses.
There was more than a few.
Yeah.
More than several. At least a dozen. More than
At
that.
least a dozen. So, like, everything that the ESFJ wanted for the house, even the ESTJ, it didn't mix.
Well, and also, you'll notice how ESFJ proof this house is. She did her damnedest. She got signs on things and other ESFJ nonsense. But this house is ESFJ proof. It doesn't have places to display shit. It doesn't have, it's not conducive to that kind of nonsense.
No.
The whole house is like resisting it. This house is happy that we're here and those people are gone.
True, I think so.
We're restoring it. We respect that it has primacy in its vision beyond that which we could possibly have about this kind of thing, right? We're nowhere near as good as TE. We're not presumptuous like the ESTJ. We're not oppositional like the ESFJ. We are also intuitive so we can appreciate the glorious brainchild that this guy made, you know?
Yeah.
And we're not going to try to change it. We're going to try to restore it to what it was originally. Get rid of their stupid screen doors and other stupid nonsense.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of took over your little spiel.
You
there.
didn't.
Okay.
That's what I was hoping for you to elaborate to people. I just, sociologist relations, it's not perfect, but it helps me understand why certain relations are the way they are.
It's the most concretely useful thing in all of typology.
Except for duels, I think they get. I think what you say about duels being, first of all, opposite or same-sex duels. I don't know.
Well, the point is, duality's a best friend relationship.
Yeah.
It's not a romantic partner
No.
relationship, and that's the difference. But the thing is, regardless of what socionics says about the specifics, the most useful thing in all of typology is the concept of intertype relations.
Yes.
And socionics does a pretty good job of articulating what those intertype relations are, of naming them, does a good job of naming them, and there's no reason to replace it with some other system of intertyping. You can
Right.
correct, perhaps, misconceptions about duality that some people in socionics perpetrate, that that's a good romantic partnership, but not
Yes.
all.
No.
So I think the correct understanding of duality is it's the best friend relationship. It's the best for best friends.
I think. Yeah. I think.
And you can see how mirage causes problems for best friends long term, right?
I never.
Look at me and Corey versus me and Dave. As friends, which is the solid as a rock, infinitely sustainable relationship? It's me and Dave. But and which one causes me? Which one do I have more care invested into all the time because it's so miggity meow? It's Corey.
Yeah.
Even though I barely talk to the guy, I'm thinking about that relationship. It had so much least space in my head. You know, that's a problem. And the thing is, because here's what it boils down to: you don't need to fuck your duel to fully appreciate and get them in full, but you need to fuck your mirage type.
Hmm.
Then you can be like, bam, you're together, bam, all the way. But
There's no like cloudiness.
as best friends, I mean, I know that Corey and I don't represent the archetype of INFJ, ENTP male friendships. It's like they could have others that varied from this, but you can see how it breaks down because there's this competition implicit in the relationship that only becomes cooperation in a romantic relationship.
Mm. Yeah, it's hard. I don't know what that's like.
Well,
Well, luckily.
you do know what it's like. You know that periodically I have to fuck you. And that's just all there is to it. It's just this irrepressible urge I have. I'm not a, what would you call it? Naturally domineering fellow.
No.
No.
Well, that's me.
What?
No, you're not domineering.
No. I can be that when circumstances call for it, I guess.
Well, you're an 8.
Yeah, well, I've got 8 in my tri-type. It's not my first number.
No, you're
though.
not. That's I mean, in argumentative styles, you're an 8.
Yeah,
Like,
you're right there. Yeah, we're both right about that. And you're a 9.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna fight. I'm gonna cry.
8 plus 9 equals 17. And 1 plus 7 equals 8. That's why 8 always wins. The thing is, it's a mirage of a victory. The actual person who always wins is Rachel.
Thanks. Can we split the wins?
Well, when you win, I win, baby.
Okay, good. When you win, I win then.
You know, they say happy wife, happy life. In general, I think that's a terrible saying. But with you, it's exactly correct. You know why it's a good saying with you and not with anybody else?
Why?
Because your FE tool countervalued FI.
Yeah, I do.
You can't have happy wife, happy life, if your wife's an FI user, then you're just being sucked dry, right? She's just this, I want this and I'm a princess. You don't want an FI user as a wife. No offense, FI users.
No, but
You can
Yeah.
be happy wife, happy life when your wife's a team player and isn't trying to be unhappy.
yes, that's a key thing.
If you're both trying to be happy, then happy wife, happy life is a perfectly good saying.
Yeah.
If your wife's trying to be difficult, then that's a terrible saying.
Well, I think keeping your partner happy is very important because, or what you can, right? Like, it used to really bother me when, like, I would hear about a wife who wanted to change her hairstyle, like, specifically cut her hair, and, like, her not doing it because her husband,
Okay, well
like,
this is the thing, Rachel. There's a difference between keeping your partner happy. I call X on that. And being happy as a partner, right? Both people should expect the other person to generally be happy as a partner,
yes.
which means generally be happy as a person. Um, that's reasonable. In that regard, happy wife, happy life. If in that regard I'm doing something to disrupt that equilibrium of normal happiness, then that's my problem. I need to fix it. Vice versa, right?
Yeah, like, I don't know. I was always like, don't you love your partner, not her, like her hair? It just, it just doesn't. It rubs me the wrong way. It rubs me the wrong way when husbands try to get their wives to dress a certain way, or like even worse. This is the worst. I really like how Susan dresses. You should dress more like that.
I was meaning to
What?
tell you, Rachel, I really like Luda Faye's choice of tampon. And I was thinking maybe you and I could talk about your choice of feminine products because I don't think you're choosing the right one. Does the one you choose have wings even? Does it?
Well, tampons don't usually have wings.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we should get you some winged tampons.
You should come up with a patent for that.
I should. I can understand why tampons don't normally have wings, but they could, but theoretically have wings that come out.
Oh my!
They come out at the end and cover everything
They
up.
grab onto your coochie lips.
Yeah. Basically, there are wings that come out the back of the tampon, and they stick you, and you press them down on the sides of your vagina.
Honestly, you could do that. That is not impossible.
I think tampons with wings are the next hot thing in feminine products. All right, so anyway, ladies of the world, you've just had mansplained to you what you need to do about your monthly cycle. And Rachel agrees. Okay, agrees might be a little strong. I might have chosen too strong of a verb there.
I support you in your endeavors.
Rachel's supportive of my vision.
Yes.
She does not necessarily agree with it.
Yeah. Because I think it might hurt. There's like a hurt factor.
You think it's gonna hurt to have wings?
Yes.
I thought wings always were freeing. Do you think it hurts a bird to fly, Rachel? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Oh my god.
I don't think birds hurt when they fly.
No, you're right. You're right.
I mean, any sensible person, if given the choice between meow and meow with wings is going to choose B.
The wings does make it very magical.
Yeah. You know, Red Bull is a drink that has nothing to do with wings. And yet, its whole marketing campaign is based on them. So just think what we could do by adding wings to tampons.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I want to take one out right now so you can describe where the wings would go.
Okay, you know there's a little string that hangs out?
Yeah.
Okay, that string would be a little bit thicker than it currently is, and it would unfold. It would unfold into these sticky wings.
I mean,
that stick onto
some women love the wings. Yes, and I think you're onto something.
Right. The point isn't what the utility of it. The point is that knowing you have wings on your vagina makes you feel more free.
Yeah, but, well, like, because here's the freeing point of wings on maxi pads, is that they fold onto your underwear so you don't have to worry about blood getting on the clothes. So, in that way, it's more freeing because you're not thinking about your period so much.
Okay, well, what could be more freeing than very sticky things that push your vagina lips together in a sort of crotch equivalent of one of those Victorian, what are those called again?
Oh, the corset?
Corset, yeah. The crotch equivalent of a corset for your vagina. I like it.
I'm glad you do. You better put money on it, though.
It's going to be Red Bull tampons, you know? Red Bull could produce their own brand of tampons, and it could have wings.
I bet you they'd love it.
The only thing is, once you get it set for the day, you can't go pee. Because it covers the whole area with its wings.
All right. Honestly,
And that's a fair trade-off.
CJ kind of brings up a good question. Can the tampon fly? Because that's what wings do, right? But I mean,
Metaphorically, yes. What it does is it flies away with your vaginal blood sploosh splash party.
mm.
The thing is, as part of the marketing campaign for tampons with wings, we began referring to a woman's monthly cycle as her vaginal blood sploosh splash party. And that'll catch on. It'll make you give it more of a festive vibe, you know? And the thing is, you might not need wings at a regular day, but you need one at a party. They did this on Adventure Time. They did vaginal blood sploosh splash party on Adventure Time. I don't think so. Because vaginal blood sploosh splash party is not even my joke. Okay? It's Corey's joke. As far as tampons with wings go, if they did that on something else, then this is just independent evolution. I don't know. But I do think it's a good idea. I'm sure their tampons with wings weren't as fully realized as my concept of tampons with wings. My tampons with wings come with a whole crotch enveloping sticky mask that also prevents a woman from peeing. So it's a commitment to use these ones.
It is classic Adventure Time style joke. I would agree with vaginal swooshers, but
I've
it's
never
not,
seen the show. I've never
it,
seen the show.
so not vaginal, take away vaginal, but sploosh splash is 100% Adventure Time style talk.
Huh. Well, maybe Corey got it from there. I don't know.
I think it's just a
I
coincidence.
I bet it predated it even. Corey
Corey,
made
yeah.
that joke back in like 2000 or
So-
something. I don't know when Adventure Time came out.
So you know how like you say Deadpool has like things that like a
Yeah,
ET
Deadpool
pick-
feels like he's stealing all my jokes.
Yeah, so I think Adventure Time is like that for INFJs.
Ah. Of course, the thing is, everybody else will think you're stealing Deadpool's jokes.
Right, that's what I mean.
But that's not the case.
Yes, and Corey's not stealing Adventure Time quotes. He came up with.
Yeah, Adventure Time's stealing Corey's jokes.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't know why. I really enjoyed that show.
I never watched it.
I don't think you would like it. I mean, I don't know. It's very childish.
I like things that are childish fine.
It's
Rick and Morty steals plenty of my jokes too. But you know, well, like when I saw Deadpool and the guy starts shitting on the Dave Matthews Band, I was like, you don't like the Dave Matthews Band either?
it's pretty.
I mean, the thing is, people have many times compared me to Rick from Rick and Morty. But I'm no scientist. I'll tell you that much. Also, I am not still a drunk.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest difference between me and Rick Sanchez. I did enjoy the joke on Rick and Morty when he says, I can't tell if I'm doing too much Adderall or not enough Adderall. I feel you, Rick. I feel you,
Oh my
dog.
gosh, I love that show. I like that. In my opinion, Birdman, right? Bird person.
Bird person.
Yeah, bird person. I think is an INFJ.
Yeah, I agree with you. And Morty is an ISFJ. But you know, he's much more like all ISFJs. There's a lot going on beneath the aw shucks.
Yeah, he last season was like, I'm done with you, Rick.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of machinations going on beneath the aw shucks. I wonder what type Toby Maguire is, speaking of
Me
aw
too.
shucks.
A lot of people say ISFJ.
Well, that's the character he plays in movies.
That's character. He's an actor.
Yeah, I don't think he is an ISFJ though. I think he's an ENFJ.
Makes sense. Oh yeah, #1 Dave Matthews Band, absolutely.
I'm always rocking and dancing to the Dave Matthews Band, like that one song. I can't even think of one Dave Matthews Band.
I knew it. I'm thinking to myself, that doesn't sound like a Dave Matthews Band song.
I can't even think of one. That's how terrible they are. Isn't there one about ants or something?
Yeah.
Ants are going someplace?
Yeah, it's marching. That's what it's called, but I don't even know if they say it in the song.
Dave Matthews is terrible. Well,
Oh my God! JCC O'Connell crash into me. uh, I don't even remember the intro for Ants Marching.
I mean, I don't know any of these songs really. Every time they even a little bit come on, they go, what is this awful noise?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
It's just like hands and a bunch of ESTJs, a bunch of instruments. Watch what happens.
Oh God!
Oh.
I want to know the relation between ENFJ and ESTJ because my brother's a huge Dave Matthews Band fan.
I mean, that just had nothing to do with type, Rachel. That just proves your brother's an idiot. We already knew that.
Well, yeah, duh.
Yeah, I mean, only a complete idiot would be a Dave Matthews Band fan. But also I was thinking, when he goes and does his baseball park thing, right?
Basketball.
Between basketball stadiums?
Oh no, yeah, oh yeah. I'm sorry.
I thought he was going around to
He's a
different
basketball coach.
But when he goes to the baseball stadium,
yes. When he does that.
when he gets around here, we should treat him. And we should, the three of us, go to that same place we went. The third base field box. And we'll just have a pleasant day. Bygones be bygones. But it'll be the best seats he has his entire look at all the stadiums thing he's done, you know?
Yeah.
That would be like the most classy way to say fuck you possible. Be super pleasant, take him to a day at Oakland Coliseum.
If he like
If
wants
he's
to come
willing to do
there,
it,
yeah.
you know, the thing is he really gonna make it all the way out here?
No.
How far is he going west?
He's been west before. He's been to San Diego and Los Angeles.
Isn't he making a trip this summer, like going to different stadiums?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought he was.
He honestly could be. I know they're going on their honeymoon. I don't know if that's part of their honeymoon.
I think if they're like most people, there's a decent chance they're taking their honeymoon to Oakland. I wonder what percentage of people take their honeymoon to Oakland. It's got to be approaching 0. What time do we have to go to that meeting? 1 o'clock. We should leave here at 12:15. Or get us there 15 minutes early. What time is it now? It's 11:20. Okay. That means it is not yet 12:15. So everybody can stop panicking. We're not running late yet. We've got to go to a marriage license appointment in town in Mariposa. What would be funny is if we walk in there and he looks at the two of us and goes, denied. I say, what would be crazy is if we go in there and I find out Rachel's actually already married. Now that would be shocking. I'm super divorced. So No worries there. All the paperwork's been done a long time ago. I'm as divorced as you can be. But Rachel, she might turn out to secretly already be married.
That's a surprise on me too.
Well, we'll find out when we go to the marriage license office, I guess.
Yeah, we will.
What's this?
It's the check to send to PG.
Let's just put it in the car so that we don't forget it.
Cool.
What I'm concerned about was yesterday's one piece of mail right there.
Is there any mail in the?
I didn't look in the mailbox, but like that seems very unusual.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder if there was a package attached to it that somebody stole, but why did they leave a piece of mail behind?
Right. It's usually tied with a rubber band too.
Well, they could have taken the package and the rubber band but left the mail. If they did, they were a very considerate package thief.
We should put that cricket. Is that what
The
it's
ring.
called? Yeah.
Yeah, we really should. The thing is, I want to put the ring up in the backyard where we can catch wildlife, but
So let's do it for that.
except for that this one time, I've not really felt there's any reason to be concerned about anybody stealing anything.
I don't think there is any reason. I mean, I don't. This is such an. I don't know.
It's like if you're a package thief, you have to drive past all these very much more accessible places just to get all the way back here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there might be some advantages to package thieving back here. Mainly, people maybe are more likely to leave their packages out for longer. But it still seems unlikely. You have some rude shin.
Oh no, it's Ash this time, but yeah, I do.
Oh, I thought you had banged your
Yeah,
leg
thank
into
goodness.
the something or another.
No.
Just ash. You got ash on
Everywhere.
You're good at getting ash on your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're like an ash getting expert.
Thanks.
You said, well, you're dressed up to go to this interview, but then you show up all covered in weed.
That's me. See, that's what they should say in my birth chart. You get dressed up to go nice places, but you're gonna get ash all over yourself.
Or
It's
food.
like, oh,
Or
yeah, food for sure. Food is another thing that.
You can barely take one spoonful of food without filling it out
Yep.
yourself.
It's a magnet.
Well, it's that chest of yours. It's because you don't have to worry about it dropping very far. It just lands right there and
Yeah.
you just eat it from there.
Yep.
Okay, I'm done smoking. Let's see if the wasps' nests have come back. I don't see any sign of return of wasps' nests. I'm still very curious as to how mud got way up there in various places around the
No,
house.
it's so weird.
How do we get little bits of mud kicked up so high up on the house sometimes?
Yeah, the one by my
yeah,
window.
I go by the window. My only guess is when the snow scooper guy, maybe he spun out his wheels in the dirt part beside the driveway, and that might kick up mud
Yeah.
that far.
Yeah.
That's my
That could be it.
Because it sounded like we weren't here for this part, but it sounded like it was pretty sketch on the steep part of the driveway, and he almost crashed into our garage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he didn't, fortunately.
That is fortunate.
Everyone over the age of 20 is a boomer. Because they need to understand true Kino. What's true Kino? I want to know what true Kino is.
Everyone over the age of 20 is a boomer.
I think Eric is pretty proud of being a Gen Xer.
I consider myself Generation C. That's several generations from now.
That's several generations from now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like 60 years from now, Generation C will be born. I'm part of Generation C.
Wait, so I'm just a millennial.
Well, that's your chrysalis.
It's my chrysalis?
You're about to blossom into a beautiful Generation C butterfly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh man. I am tired. We have an appointment at 1 o'clock. I'm tired. Well, I think what I would like to do is end this stream. There's a bunch of Maggie, yeah. It's like, okay, so these are the sort of TE calculations that can be very challenging. Yes, it's 11:27. We need to leave at 12:15. Yes, I want to have sex right now. But yes, Rachel's already got all dressed up and everything. And there's only 45 minutes between now and the time we have to leave. So I'm just going to have to wait till we get back. Damn you, TE. This is why I don't like TE. It's always cock blocking me. TE could be called nature's cock blocker.
It is. Sometimes SI too. Because, like, doing the laundry cock blocks me sometimes.
It does. Why? Because you're busy doing the laundry?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, SI cock blocking you would be like you feel sick to your stomach or something. Or you feel
That is,
constipated.
yeah, that is.
That's very unconscious SI of you, what you just said.
Yeah, it's so unconscious. I don't even know.
So you're right. SI is another one of nature's cock blockers. But
it happens less.
I'd say TE is nature's primary cock blocker.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because it's like, oh, I've got to go do this thing right now, and blah, 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 blah. And if we're going to do that, then we have to do this first, we're going to take this dog, and blah, 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 blah.
There's something else that I feel like we need to do in town, but I can't remember what it is.
We have to go to the market.
We have to go to the market.
We got to put that thing in the mailbox.
We gotta put that thing in the mailbox.
We got to go to the marriage license interview.
Go to the marriage license area.
And
That's it.
that's it. I think that's it.
I think that's it too. I'm not sure.
Well, that's 3 things. That seems like plenty of things. Especially when I'm tired. I'm tired at slavery work. we are going to absolutely kill it today because circumstances are going to force us to go get that done. Even though it's sleepy week and we normally would expect us to get nothing done, Rachel was like, marriage license? I was like, well, call and make an appointment. And all of a sudden, now we have to go to town. We can't just go to bed. And we have to, while we're there, we might as well go to the grocery store, you know. Third time's a charm. Oh, yeah, for marriages? Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can't expect a stupid SI user like me, fourth slot SI, to learn these lessons in fewer than 50 years. It takes at least 50 years for me to learn anything. So, now I'm ready. I'm ready to tie the knot. I mean, factually, our knot could not be tied any more than it already is. We live in this house together and spend all of our time together. And I know the Lord may frown on this, given that we're not quite married yet, but occasionally we have been known to have the sexual intercourse. So, you know, we're living as man and wife. Despite all these yawns, I'm gonna have to go into town. Are you the same type? Me and Rachel? No, we're different types. She's a real go-getter. I'm more of a chill kind of guy. Is that what you mean? She's about to be 19? What? That's not too young for you, CJ. You're 27? You can get away with that. You can get away with that. That's fine.
I think I'm
I think I'm O too. And I think I'm like, oh my God, CJ, you should totally hit that shit.
Okay, also I was talking about his sister.
Oh, you're talking about your sister? Never mind then.
That's talking about missing the target.
Yeah, I missed the main point here.
Should we bring Tiffany along or the whole gang for motivation?
I didn't know you were talking about your sister. I thought you were talking about a potential girl that you wanted to get on, but she was just 19, and you were like, is that too young? I was say, no, not for you, 27, you can get on that. But it was your sister.
Her college friends, though.
Don't get on her. Don't get on your sister, though. Get on her friends. You should do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, for sure. You
Right,
should
that's
have her set you up with one of her friends that you think is a good match. She thinks is a good match for you. And then you can practice what Rachel and I practice: sexual intercourse. It's something adults get to do occasionally when the mood is right, when there are enough candles lit and Marvin Gaye is playing on the soundtrack. That's the only time Rachel and I ever make love. It requires first candles, then incense, have a bubble machine. So it's always like a Lawrence Welk. And put Marvin Gaye on the soundtrack, and then that's when we make Sweet Sweet Love. It's a little sus. Listen, I'm not saying you aren't going to have to play a little defense with your FE tool function, okay? You can't just constantly be like harmless and have nothing to defend FE on FE grounds. Sometimes you got to stake a little claim to some college age tang, despite the fact that people are going to go, why are you hitting on that? You know, you just be like, because I am. Just shh. We're both adults. Okay, so that's your defense. Shh. We're both adults. No, Fly Guy. No. You are failing to access the people you have access to. If you try to go outside of a friend group, you don't have access to those people. You need to go within her friend group because that's your connect, right? You got your sister as your connect to those people. You can't just say, oh, I'll just go to different people that I don't have any connects to. Well, you don't have any connect to them.
You guys follow each other's Instagram, then you chat through DM, find out like how it goes. She, I agree, should be older than your sister, which is easy to find in college friends. But yeah.
Skip all that shit, right? CJ, just go like this. DM her and say, I'm going to Meow Place for dinner in 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm buying. Come.
Yeah.
I'll see you there.
That's good. Yeah.
And then just show up there and wait and see if she shows up.
Yeah. But yeah. Follow her on Instagram if she has
or
Instagram,
wait a little bit.
Facebook.
Or wait a little bit, she'll DM you back and she'll say, I can't right now, but I'll do it meow.
Exactly.
So that's the way to do it.
That is the way to do it.
She's home for the summer. What, does she live nearby you? If not, it's going to be pretty tricky to pull that one off. I just happen to be in Wisconsin. Would you like to go out to dinner? Yeah, I'm talking about a friend of hers. Yes. You figure out which chick you want to get on, right? Of her friends. Figure that out first. Then you just DM her, just like what I said. But of course, if when she's in college, it's far away from you, that's not going to work.
Only if she comes to visit. Sometimes friends get close and they like visit their friends during the summer. That happens. I don't know about your freshman year. I've never been that close with someone in my freshman year.
Yes, we're getting married on July 8th. And I was surprised to learn a marriage license expires after 90 days. So it's not like we were dragging our feet on getting the marriage license, it turns out. You're not supposed to get it very far in advance.
So what do you consider creep? Because like I think it's like to like DM. So like, would you want to get her number, or are you like? Cause like I'm so much more comfortable being like, hey, like what's your Instagram or Facebook?
The core question though, Rich, was how close geographically are you to these people? If you're in the same city, it's one technique. If you're not in the same city, then fuck those chicks. You don't even bother them.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to try to pull an Eric and Rachel. Well, that may have worked fine for us. But it wasn't easy.
They're all dummies? Oh my god.
Look, CJ, you're not looking for a wife. Dummies are fine. You're looking for a wife, then fine. Stay away from the dummies. But, you know, You don't have to be super smart, you know, to have sexual intercourse. In fact, it probably helps not to be very smart. I would guess. I'm just being mean. They just seem like plain dummies. Well, that should make them easy to bed. You're a handsome guy, CJ. You got lots of girl magnetism. I'm quite certain that if you apply yourself a little bit, you can bed one of those dummies.
And if she smokes, you can ask, like I'm making an example. Could you roll me a joint?
Did you finish those joints?
There's one left, but I want to like use it in the car because I like to sometimes smoke when you smoke.
Yes, well, good. This is TE, good TE, Rachel.
Thanks.
30 minutes before launch. There's plenty of time to roll even 10, 12 joints.
Thank you. Well, no, you know what adhesive is, but also has magnetism? Tampon wings.
Tampon wings, right. So, CJ, what I want you to think about is this. In your current state of being, you are denying some needy woman your cum, your life-giving cum. And that's not fair of you. If you think about it that way, then you won't feel so bad about having sex with those women. Or just one of them, whatever. Remember, she needs your life-giving cum. And you're currently denying it to her. She suffers, as all women do, from penis envy. And it's only you and your penis that can cure her.
Oh my god, this conversation. I mean, look, I'm all for it though.
I'm just encouraging you.
It's good. No, you're
Get-
doing
look,
a great job. The fudgery of life that I live because I chose to choose my drink over my bomb.
I've told you before.
I know.
Always put the drink on the table.
Hey, I know. Okay.
Okay, all right. Hey, listen, this isn't the sort of relationship where I expect you to love, honor, and obey me. I merely
I
make
did it by
suggestions.
accident because SI is unconscious.
Okay, all right. Hey, like I said, I was just merely making suggestions. I'm sorry I said I told you so.
It's okay.
It's called hitting the girl in her polar. You don't hit a girl in her polar, Eric. That's not cool. And she misidentifies it as SI.
See, honestly, if anyone just wants to see what an INFJ life is like, we just have to like see me. Like, forget about Frank James. Just like notice what I do. I don't curate myself.
She spends a good amount of her time either getting stuff on herself or being mad at herself for getting stuff on herself.
Ain't that the truth? It's a good amount of weed in here. I mean, water.
Well, there you go. These bongs are fantastic. Okay,
They really
granted,
are.
granted, they're
They're the
very
best ones.
easy to knock over.
But
But
that's just
who
me.
cares? No, it is implicit in the bong design. It's easy to knock over. But that's the one thing you have to give up to get this perfect bong design.
Yeah.
This big bulb, this little bulb, this long stem, it's perfect. You never get kisses. And
No
it
kisses.
only ever clogs in one spot, which is in the stem.
Yeah.
Which is easy enough to clean.
Yeah.
This is how all bongs should be designed.
Yeah, not like a curvy neck that goes like zigzag.
Yeah.
No.
Take it from me and Rachel both. We've smoked plenty of weeds. We've broke plenty of bongs. We've gotten plenty of different bongs. And before I even knew Rachel, you could, until the Oklahoma police stole my stainless steel bong. Well, I had that for a long time. But after that, then it was just a succession of broken glass bongs, one after another. And I can tell you, after years and years and years of experience trying all different kinds of bongs, this is the best bong. Just like this. Nothing fancier than this. Okay? It's simple. It's the right size. It's not a big ass bong. Notice that. It's not like, you know what I mean? Well, the TE part I was saying is, I had talked to her before about how we should always choose to put the drink on the table or on the thing and the bong in the hole because of TE things, implicit in the things, right? Like, these are more easy to knock over and what's inside of them is grosser, right? So no, you might easily enough call knocking shit over by itself SE polar, right? You might say it's more correctly aligned to poor SE. The reason I was saying it's poor TE is because I was framing it as prioritizing I guess I was incorrectly framing it as TE. I guess it's more of an SE thing. More of an SE, and as she said, an SI thing. Like, she forgot what we had talked about before, and I maybe didn't really explicate the whole thing before adequately, but there's a reason why it's preferable if we choose to put these here instead of a drink.
Yeah. He told me to either put the drink in the cup holder or the bong.
No, the bong and the cup holder and the drink either on the table or just on this thing. Because if you spill a drink, it's just a drink you spilled. If you spill the bong, well, then everything smells like bong water. But you make a good point, Mac Daddy. I was pretty sloppy in my attribution of things there. I stand corrected. Now, I need to roll joints in the next number of minutes.
My SE is pretty bad though, but I can hit a baseball.
Yeah. I pitched her a ball the other day. We found a tennis ball on our walk. I found a stick to use as a bat. And I pitched it to her. One pitch, one swing, crack. It was, we couldn't find the ball. She hit it so far away we couldn't find it. So,
Not Essie Polar.
she's not Essie Polar, that's for sure.
Thanks, Joe Media. Leave it alone. Exactly. And, no, Eric's better than Tom Hanks because he's not drunk.
I could be like that red-haired lady.
Yeah, I'm the sister.
Okay, we're sisters in our league of
Or am I Madonna?
No, let's neither of us be Madonna. Whatever else happens, let's neither of us be Madonna.
That's great. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I'm the sister. You're the redhead and I'm the sister.
It's never a good idea to be Madonna. That's a good sentence.
It is. It's a good idea to not be Madonna.
It's never a good idea to be Madonna. There's a lot of other people you can say that about too. Like, it's never a good idea to be that horrible Weinstein guy. What's his name?
Oh, Steve Weinstein?
Not Steve, is it?
Hey, Harvey
Harvey.
Weinstein. Steve.
Never a good idea to be Harvey Weinstein. Weinstein.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy.
Steve Weinstein.
Yeah.
He's actually a great
He
guy.
sounds like a good
He's
guy.
actually a really great guy. We're sorry for accidentally
Sorry
slandering
about
this
that, Steve.
dude.
For being so, oh my, it shows you how like I've been like out of the gossip scene. I forget like one of the most notorious like Hollywood creepers.
Well, and of course, the thing about him is he ended up redeeming Courtney Love in my mind a little bit, because Courtney Love said one time when asked, "Do you have any advice for young actresses?" She said, "Don't get on a plane with Harvey Weinstein." That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think she killed Kurt Cobain.
I do too.
I don't know. Just for me, preponderance of the evidence suggests that's the case. I can't prove it, obviously, but it's just what I believe.
That's what I believe too.
I also believe the children are our future. Those are two things I believe.
That was a Whitney Houston song, right?
Yeah, I guess it was Whitney Houston.
Do you believe in Whitney Houston?
Not so much.
Yeah,
Not so much.
me neither.
I believe the children are our future. Show them time, let them show the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride.
I like the red the best too, CJ. Which I tend to be. I feel like more people like the pink strawberry better than the cherry, but I like them.
Does anybody rank yellow anywhere but last?
Exactly.
Is it even possible? I think we got the ones without any yellows in them.
We got all the reds.
We purposely got the ones without any yellows because yellows, you know, it doesn't. What are you gonna do with it? They're normally lemon, which is not good. You could go like banana, not good. Best choice, pineapple. But it's already yellow. There are questions about it already. It could be lemon. It could be banana. Do I even want to eat that yellow and try? On the off chance that it's pineapple? I don't think so. That's called living on the edge. Oh, come on, Fly Guy. Come on. Who would take lemon over pineapple? You're crazy. That's just crazy talk. You take that crazy talk down to the mental hospital and check it in for evaluation. Well, that's no excuse, mister. That is no excuse. Lemon's not classy. It's just sassy.
Yeah, I can go for a lemon meringue pie sometimes. But I like it because of the meringue on top. It's not necessarily because of the lemon part.
You want to make a lemon Starburst classy? Put it in a fucking martini.
Ooh.
Boom. Otherwise, it's just a sour, shade-tasting piece of candy.
Mm-hmm. I just had a realization. Whitney Houston, when she was thinking about the children of the future, she was thinking about us. Because we're two kids who are going to get our marriage license and we have no idea, like, how to function in life.
It's true. Because Whitney Houston gave us a sense of pride, but we had nothing to be proud about. Look, lemons are fine. I'm not saying there's only inherently wrong with lemons. I'm saying candy
Mm-hmm.
should not be lemon flavored candy.
I agree with you. I agree. Think about Skittles. Lemon or gross?
Just throw them in the trash. Don't need those ones.
They're gross.
So I think.
But I think the Starburst is even worse because it's like both are bad. But
Why do you think Starburst sells a bag of only reds?
Right.
And that's their acknowledgement. The yellows are gross. Even the Starburst company tacitly acknowledges this when they sell this. Now, a bag of Starburst without the gross ones.
Mm-hmm.
By doing that, they're basically saying, yeah, those other ones are gross.
They listen to the people.
You know, there's some old purist at the Starburst company saying, like, No, people should have to get a certain number of yellow ones. They have to eat the yellow ones as a way of earning the right to eat the pink ones. Well, unlike you, we do eat candy, Fly Guy. As you see, we have the big thing of Starburst here. Don't think that comprises the totality of our candy. And don't doubt that we're running very low now, but we try to keep on hand a bag of little chocolate bars, like Snickers, whatever. A bag, multiple bags of peach rings, because those are critically important. A big bag of Starburst. And a big bag of Jolly Ranchers. I'd say that comprises the minimum of our candy allotments. Additional candies we may see that may strike our fancy should also be added to the candy. We have a whole cabinet that's just devoted to candy.
Mm-hmm.
So, we like candy.
Speaking of what we like, what should I put on the list?
Just right out, everything.
Okay. I know we really do.
We need everything that we ever need. We need it now. Because we have nothing left. We've eaten everything we've ever had. I think we might have some salad left.
It's bad.
We don't have anything good left.
No.
Well, the only thing good that we have left is the cheese. We don't need a new loaf of cheese.
Okay.
You don't think? Do you think so?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
No.
I've used that cheese before. That cheese lasts a long time at this point.
Yeah.
So we don't need another loaf of cheese. But we need basically everything else. I don't think we need salad dressing.
Mm-mm.
But we need everything else. We need bread. We need cutlets. We need hamburgers. We'll just figure it out when we get there. We will play it by eye. So you look around, and when you see something that you need, then that's what you got. Sex and Candy is a great song. Great song.
So I've heard for Fight Club that Ed Norton is an INFJ and Brad Pitt is an ESTP.
What do you think about it?
I can see it.
Yeah. That seems the most natural read on the thing.
Yeah, I don't think that he's an ISFJ.
Well. We have to leave at 12:15. So, now that we finally are in agreement that CJ is not going to try to have sex with his sister, I think we can go ahead and end this stream. Thanks, Alan Reed. We're
Thanks,
getting
Alan
married,
Reed.
so we need to get permission from the state.
Oh yeah.
It's like driving. You can't drive without a driver's license. You can't be married without a marriage license. So,
You have your brown card, right?
hopefully it's in my wallet. Yeah, I know we solved CJ's crisis. Alright, so I'm going to close this stream off by pushing this little X over here.
Wait. I do have someone that you could relate to who's not real. Nick Carraway in The Great Gatsby. He's an ISFJ.
Nick Carraway and The Great Gatsby is an ISFJ.
He's a good example of it.
Maybe check that book out there, CJ. Relate to that motherfucker. Huh? Oh, yeah.